Hi, my name is Paritosh and I have been a mutual fund distributor and an insurance agent for past 6 years. I've been using Zoho CRM and it has helped me grow my AUM as well as client database and the trust among the clients. Today we have got Vice President from Zoho, Mr. Anand, who will also help us enlighten that how Zoho can help us build our business, grow our AUM and basically our trust with the customers. Yes, Anand sir. So, tell me one thing, that how is Zoho placed in terms of me growing my business?
See, today, the biggest advantage that technology can give for any of the mutual fund distributors is how closely you can engage with your customers. The challenge today is, do I know my customers well? Do my customers know me well? Can I engage with them as frequently as is necessary? So it's all about the personalization, because world is moving towards this hyper personalized customer experiences. Each investor has unique demands, expectations, style of working, their own compulsions. So how can you personalize that experience to the customer? Typically, an off-the-shelf solution that you find in the industry will give you some advantages in the short run, but can become a long-term liability for you. The liability is because you think about, you want to customize your messaging to one set of customers in a particular way. You want to send a particular frequency with which a message has to go, right? And you want to have some reminders and prompts coming in a way you want to do. So what Zoho can give is that flexibility for an uninitiated, non-tech savvy user to be able to customize that solution to their exact needs. This is almost getting a nice tailored suit made for you than picking something where you're a little uncomfortable, you're wiggly woggly because it's loose. That's the customization, because it's not for your own business, it's your customer who is demanding. So the demands are changing. You look at how the Swiggies or Zomatos or the instant commerce is done. You want to place an order, you want to look at your app and see where the order is. Is it like 5 minutes away, 3 minutes away? Should I go down and pick it? People's expectations has been constantly evolving. Not all industries are evolving the same way in terms of personalization. That's where a tool like Zoho CRM, which is super adaptable, can be customized to your exact needs. That could be a big advantage. That's number one. Number two, you're talking about 200,000 professionals in the industry. How are you going to differentiate? Why would an investor think that you are better than someone else? That is the function of what knowledge you share with them. That's a function of how well you engage with them, the timeliness with which you engage with them, and the personalization you do that. So a tool like Zoho CRM is completely on a no-code platform where you can literally drag and drop. You can rename the modules the way you want, the fields you want. You can adjust the workflows you want. You want this reminder should go this way with this content for this type of a customer. For another type of customer, I want to have a different message, different timing, different medium. This will go via WhatsApp. This will go via email. This will go via SMS. So those tailoring is the differentiation that you could make for yourself as a distributor of mutual funds compared to an average person. So everyone is fighting against the same limited set of investors. Though the industry has been growing, you can still see for the same investor, 10 advisors are pitching. So how someone is going to stand out? The second thing is, how frequently can you give them insights about the business, their performance, their assets? So that's important. That gives them that assurance that, hey, this person is not only helping me invest, but also keeps updating me on which funds are doing well for me, which funds are not doing well for me, where I should reassign my portfolio, those kind of insights. And that's where personalization becomes very important. And that's where Zoho's CRM could be a big advantage for customers compared to standard off-the-shelf tools. As I said, the short term could be tempting, but it's a long term can be a big handicap that you will end up limping. That's number one. The second aspect that I keep hearing in the industry is about the regulatory changes. RBI comes with a new mandate Now, what if your tool is not ready? You need to be able to adapt, but you're not able to adapt. So you're going to deploy your productive time of your agents to end up calling people, asking information, manually updating things. Whereas if you have a tool which could drag and drop and do this for you, that's the advantage. So can you be agile? Agility is the key. Agility is a function of the self-reliance. And Zoho CRM can give you that self-reliance, which off-the-shelf tools will not be able to.
Awesome. So that actually makes me ask you a question, that if I have a customer who's a Gujarati speaking or a Marathi speaking, so I can send him a specific language message as well through WhatsApp on CRM basis that classification.
Yeah. So today we support 30 plus languages. So you should be in a position to adapt this solution basis the target audience that you want. And that's the customization I'm talking about.
Awesome. Right? So portfolio review reminders can be managed. We can also take care of the meetings. And the good part, what you suggested, is about the regulation.
Yeah.
I remember that we often save a lot of customer documentations and details. And they are very critical and crucial to handle and manage. And at times it gives us a lot of pain to answer our regulations, that how are we managing it. So Zoho also helps me comply the national as well as international document privacies and around.
Absolutely. Privacy and security is the most important thing for Zoho. Not today, yesterday, not even before GDPR became a global mandate. This has been since 2005 when we started out in SaaS. Because one thing we are very particular about is customer data is their asset and no one else should monetize. Okay, whether legally or illegally. When I say legally, we know of companies which sell customer data and monetize. We know companies which sell the data illegally to competitors and things like that. So security of data and privacy is super important. The other thing that you brought in about the privacy angle is what we keep seeing is, imagine you have a portfolio of let's say 500 investors. Their entire data, their birth dates, their wedding anniversaries, their PAN cards, Aadhaar cards, their nominee detail. What if someone hacks your account and the data gets stolen? The credibility damage that can bring to you that's where you make some compromise in costs or short-term advantages, but you make serious risks in the long term. That's one part. The second thing that we keep seeing is the backups of the data. If you get a vendor who is able to give you an on-prem which is installed on your laptop crashes, the entire data is gone. Or it is from a vendor whom not a very established vendor, something happens to their app systems that the entire thing crashes. All your hard work, all your data is lost. Imagine the loss of faith in front of the customers, loss of trust. Because this industry is driven by trust. And data is the core of the trust. And I think choosing the right vendor makes a big difference when it comes to privacy and trust.
So I could sense something like, penny wise and pound foolish. Yeah, people might be taking such transactions of going ahead with short-term tempted products.
Yeah,
and not looking at.
Yeah, that's where it is so important to see, can you do the differentiation? Can you bring in that agility? Can you secure your data? Okay, can you give hyper-personalization? So what is the incremental cost versus the long-term benefit? That's where we need to be careful in making the product decisions. It's tempting to say, I save so much here and there, and I can save some time to get started. But then the agility gets compromised, security of data gets compromised, the personalization and the differentiation in the market gets compromised. You become a Me Too advisor. If you don't want to be a Me Too advisor, then you will choose wisely, and I would say Zoho CRM is a good choice.
Awesome.
Great.
Thank you, Anand sir. So we had Anand sir with us who was explaining about the data privacy, the agility and the adaptability and the way we want. And the super point which I picked out of this discussion was the hyper personalization.
Yeah.
That is only the part which can differentiate us apart from the other distributors in the market.
Yeah.
Because we don't sell products which are manufactured by us. They are out of the markets. So end of the day, what makes difference is the service and the way we deliver. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, great. Thank you.